Everyone has a unique gift, and Mike, the creator of the One Life podcast, believes most people don't know how to use their gifts or what they are. Mike wants you to see things from a different perspective and be true to yourself. The One Life podcast, it inspires, motivates, and creates positive energy, love, and compassion to all communities. We only have one life to live. Be yourself and live your truth. Add the One Life podcast to your playlist. That's the number one, NE Life. Available on Spotify, Amazon Music, Apple Podcast, and your favorite podcast platform.
Okay, Lisa. Welcome to the One Life Podcast, where we talk about positive psychology while taking care of our well-being and telling your story, because everyone has an amazing story. I am Mike M.I.C. Reed, and today in studio we have Patty and Janice from the Palmdale Women's Club. How are you doing today, ladies?
Great. Thank
Fantastic.
you for having us.
Thank you very much.
Great. Hey, it's Women's History Month.
Yes, right? It is.
So why not have the two incredible women of the Antelope Valley and the Palmdale Women's Club with me today?
Wow.
Thank you.
It's such an honor.
It's an honor because I've heard so much about you.
Yes.
We're going to talk about that in a minute.
All right.
But first, I want to know, tell me about Palmdale's Women's Club, because I've heard that they've been around for like decades. They have a lot of history there.
Yes, we've been around for 100 years.
Wow.
And our main focus is to help the community.
Okay.
That's our main goal. We're partners with several other organizations in the community. Mm-hmm. And just to mention a few, we are partnered with the American Red Cross. We volunteer. Some of our members go over and volunteer with the setting up for donors, blood donors. That's just one of the groups. But we also work with SAVES, which is an organization that takes care of the homeless. They pass out food. So we go over and assist them with that. They also pass out gently used clothing. Mm-hmm. So those are just two of the things, but we have many more groups that we are a part of.
Nice. And correct me if I'm wrong, you're considered a Toastmaster?
I am a Toastmaster.
Okay. And Patty, you are?
I'm just me. I am the president.
Why are you being so humble? For a second there, I was like, she is the president, right? Like, okay.
Yes, I'm the president of the Palmdale Women's Club.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Because you do so much in the community as well.
I do.
And you're one of my classmates from the CAP cohort.
Yes, I am. Yeah. Cohort 2.
Yeah, so how long have you been part of the Women's Club?
Actually, only 2 years this month.
And you already made president.
Yes.
Wow.
And an excellent president.
Right.
Yes. Also, if you're speaking about the Women's Club, we also work with Actions for Kids.
Yes.
And we're in partnership with them, and we have a large program that we're going to be having on March the 15th. Mm-hmm. And we're looking forward to quite a few people being involved in it. It is all about women who inspire. Mm-hmm. And we have some wonderful women here in the Antelope Valley who have done fantastic things.
Yes.
But we are planning on honoring at least 6 of them on March the 15th. So I'm very excited about that.
Yes, and 2 of them I heard was related to you?
Yes, they are.
I mean, you have to feel like somewhat of an accomplishment, like an honor.
Yeah. I must say I am very, very proud of these 2 young ladies. My oldest daughter is going to be one of the honorees. Okay. And my granddaughter, my only granddaughter, is also going to be an honoree. And I am so excited for both of them. They work diligently in the community. They also are very involved in different activities in the community. My granddaughter works with young women. She's also working with young women who want to learn to improve on their well-being. She teaches them personal things like how to feel good about yourself, thinking positive, and sharing the love. But my oldest daughter works with mental health, and I'm very proud of her doing that. She reaches out to a lot of people in the community who have mental problems, and that's a big thing right now. Young people that are going through suicidal things, she works with those. So it's a big need for those, and so both of those young ladies, I'm extremely proud of them.
So let me ask you that, because it sounds like it's a generational thing in your family, right?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, and I love that. I love hearing stories about that. How long have you been working with the community?
Gosh, really all my life.
All your life.
Because I was taught from my mom to think positive, put your best foot forward, reach out to see who you can help. So that was instilled in me, and I feel as if I've instilled it into my children. Never feel that no job is too big that you cannot step in and help someone else who's less fortunate.
Right.
And that made me feel like being a part of the Women's Club is also things that each and every one of our members, that is our focus. We have one organization that we represent. It's called Share the Love. And what we do, we collect bottle caps, which seems like a small thing. But collecting those bottle caps, they are melted down and they are turned into buddy benches. And what that does, we put them in different elementary schools where if a child is being bullied, they are able to go and sit at that bench, and a counselor will come over and talk to them, or some other mentor will come and give them some consultation or give them the assurance that they're going to be okay. Right. Those things are important. Things like that prevents suicide. It prevents feeling depressed, feeling as if you're not able to do better for yourself. We need to encourage other people to do this. Not only does the homeless need it, but people in everyday life who have a job or go to school every day, they need the encouragement. They need to be motivated. So those things are important.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, speaking of, I'm a student mentor as well in these schools, and I see it every day. And it breaks my heart because one of my executives actually said this in one of our group chats. There's two types of students. One student goes to school to learn. The other type of student goes to school to find the love that they don't have at home. And that's pretty sad.
Correct.
So we try our best to give them that consistency, because that's really what's missing in a lot of these students. Yeah. It's the consistency of love, of feeling belonged.
Yeah.
So that's what we go into these schools and do, and try to give them that motivation, that consistency, that love, that support that some of them don't have.
That means so much. And not only is it with children that need encouragement and motivation, a lot of the adults. Yeah. And you can look out through the city and you see so many homeless. A lot of the homeless, not only do they asking for $1 or 50 cents or whatever you can afford to get, but they're looking for someone to smile at them and say, I see you. Someone has recognized that I am a person and that I care, I belong, I have a purpose for my life. And that's another program that we do at the Women's Club. It is called Share the Love. A group of us women get together and we put together bags of bottled water, a snack, maybe a candy bar, hand wipes, just small things, and then put them in a Ziploc bag. And if you see a homeless person, instead of giving them $1, give them that bag and say, God bless you, or I see you, you matter. Those things are important. So being a part of that type of organization with the Women's Club, we really try to reach out to the community in every way that we possibly can.
I love that. So Patty, let me ask you a question, because you do so much in the community, like I said before. Why did you start? Like, everybody has a story, so I want to know your background story. And even I know you're my classmate, I want to know your background story, so I want to go back. Like, where did it start for you? Like, I know for Janice, her mom instilled that into her. But where did it start for you?
It actually started rather late for me because I was a corporate person. I worked in blood banks all of my life, pretty much all of my career. Mm-hmm. Even though I worked with volunteers every single day in those organizations, I really was never a volunteer myself. So when I retired, I made a point of wanting to be a volunteer myself and to see what it would be like. Mm. I was living in Northern California. When I retired, I moved to Palmdale. And I wasn't really sure what to do here, but I kept telling everybody, I'm going to volunteer, I'm going to volunteer. So then I went to one of the city programs. It was the Partners Academy, and they introduced a volunteer program that year for the very first time, and it was the Community Ambassador Program. Mm-hmm. So I thought, what better way to learn about what's going on in our city and the needs of our people of the city, so I got involved. And I did that in 2018, 2019.
And you've been doing it ever since?
I've been doing that ever since.
Yeah. And what brought you over to the Women's Club?
Janice.
Janice?
Janice recruited me.
Okay.
It happened that we were at a dinner that was honoring all of those that attended the Partners Academy for years and years. And Janice sat down right beside me and said, would you like to come to our Christmas tea? And we're recruiting people for the club. So I did not actually do that right away.
I had forgotten about that.
Yes, and so as an ambassador, I met up with Janice again. She had applied to become an ambassador herself. Mm-hmm. And at that time, I recognized her immediately, and we sort of reminisced on how we met.
Okay.
So that's how I got involved.
Love it. So now I have a question, and either one of you can answer it. I'm thinking Janice is going to answer this question. In the Palmdale's Women's Club, the way you spell women is different, right? It's with the A-N, one man, right?
Yes.
Instead of woman?
Yes.
Why?
Because.
Is that a hard question? No, it's not.
Not really.
No.
Because we need the support of men. And so we combine the two together.
Okay.
Women cannot do anything without the man. We need the support of a man to be with us. And in my opinion, that's the way I feel.
Okay.
Is there a correct answer or an incorrect answer?
I don't think so.
I'll let Patty take over from there.
Okay. Miss President.
Well, that's exactly what I was thinking, is that it's focused on the single woman. Instead of all the women, it's focused on one.
Okay. So it is true, then one woman can make a difference.
Yes, she can.
Yeah, that was lovely. I like that.
But we also need the support of our men as well.
Yeah. And each other, though.
And actually, we have a man in our club.
Really?
We have the first male that is a part of the women's club. And we encourage other men to come and join us because we cannot make it without them. We need their support as well.
I love that. But I generally feel like we all need each other regardless.
Yes,
like,
we do.
I don't like to typically genderize things, but because I just believe we all support each other anyways. But I do feel like as a man and as a father of a daughter, and I have 4 sisters, like I've always been protective of women, like especially my female friends and my ex-wives. Like I've always been a protector, and I've always been uplifting our women because I really feel like you guys do need it, if that makes sense. Did I say that right?
Yes, you did. And you are correct. And one woman does make a difference because actually in our, we are part of the General Federations of Women Clubs. That's a group of women clubs all over the United States. And there was one woman that actually got out, and this was years back, and she got so tired of cars coming down her street and they were having accidents, and it's because they did not have a divided line. She actually went out front, took some white paint and painted a line down the middle. So we ended up having a right and a left side so that they wouldn't have so many accidents. One woman did that, and she did it and had that put into action. It became a part of what has to be done throughout the city. So taking one woman to do something like that, and they've always said if there's a job that needs to be done, get a woman to do it.
And it's simple too, right?
It's very simple.
It was simple.
Does not take a whole lot of effort.
Right.
But just to think that one woman just actually got tired of having so many accidents in front of her. So, of course, it's very, very powerful. Those are the things that matter. Simple things like that made a difference in not only one person's life, but millions of people's lives.
And, that's kind of what, Patty, I think you agree with me, what we learned in positive psychology is that the smallest action makes the biggest impact.
Yes.
That's correct.
And that is true.
Yes.
Like, I love that story. How long ago was that?
That was in the 40s.
In the 40s. Wow.
Yes.
Do you remember her name?
Offhand, I do not.
No.
But it's definitely in
I
our books.
want to look that up. That's
Yes.
a great story.
Okay.
Yeah. So what, as far as what our producer was just telling us, Lisa, off camera Lisa was just saying about the Palmdale Women's Club was here before the actual city Palmdale?
Yes.
Yes. Tell me about that.
The city of Palmdale was incorporated in 1962, but the Women's Club was incorporated in 1926.
1926.
But so let me ask you this. Was it Palmdale's Women's Club or was it just Women's Club?
No,
It
it was
was
Palmdale
Palmdale
Women's Club.
So you guys had the name Palmdale before the city of Palmdale.
Well, before the city, it was called Palmdale. It had gone through several different names, I believe, like
Okay.
Palmenthal was one of the names of the city before, but the name Palmdale was taken for the Women's Club.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, let me tell you a little
okay,
bit
yeah.
of something.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Patty.
No, go ahead.
We have adopted a school, a Tamarisk Elementary School here in Palmdale.
Okay.
And so we have made that school be a part of the Women's Club. And the reason why we adopted that school, because at one point in time, that was the school that had the most foster care children. And when we spoke to the principal, she would tell us that a lot of the children were coming in with not the proper clothing, and during the cold times of the year, they didn't have gloves or hats, they didn't have decent jackets, not even warm socks. So the Women's Club got together, and a lot of our women made donations. We even bought slightly used coats and sweaters and took it over in big boxes of Kleenex and hand wipes. And the principal was so thankful for that, because she said, with that many children being from foster care homes, of course they come in with without the proper clothing. They don't get the hugs that they need. We have been fortunate enough to be a part of that, to stop and go to a meeting and sit down and read a book. Actually, we were just a part of the Read Across America, and several of the women from the Women's Club went to that school and sat down and read some of Dr. Seuss's books to them.
Yeah.
Those things make a difference. Small things, sitting there with a child, reading to them, and letting them respond back to you by asking questions. Those things truly make a difference. There again, one woman does make a big difference.
True. And we have this thing in our school what we call a 2x10, which is we spend 2 minutes a day for 10 days straight with a student, just asking them, how are you doing today?
Yeah.
Simple. Just a 2-minute conversation. And those 2x10s make a huge difference in their life. Again,
Yes,
and it's 10 days because it's consistency, right?
Yeah.
And then you do it again for another 10 days.
Wow.
And it's just, you build that relationship, that trust with them. You give them that consistency, like I said. And it makes such a difference. Just 2 minutes. And asking. It's kind of like how we always say, just say hi to somebody. You never know what that two little letters would mean to somebody.
Exactly,
Right?
because you don't know what that person is going through. And usually the students that act out the worst in class, those are the ones that really are looking for that little bit of love.
Yes.
That smile, that hello, talk to me. Yeah.
And so we're taught to not take behavior personal.
Okay.
Because we know that behavior is coming from somewhere. They may be acting out, but they're really saying, help me.
Yes.
So that's why we tell, and I teach my team that don't take their behavior personal. It has nothing to do with you. What they're acting out right now has nothing to do with you. Just ask them how they're doing.
Yeah.
Ask them if they want to talk about it. Validate their feelings.
Yeah.
And that's what we do.
Yeah. And sometimes just a hug probably makes a big difference.
Sometimes, and because I actually have, because I mentor my mentors too. I had a team member who just sat next to a kid on a bench a couple of weeks ago because he was feeling sad and he didn't want to talk. He just sat next to him during the whole lunch period.
Yeah.
That made a huge difference. Just him sitting there, not talking.
Yeah.
Just to show that he wasn't alone. Just that simple gesture.
You guys could have used one of those buddy benches.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, we kind of have a couple of those throughout the school in our what we call a forest, with trees, and we have like a couple of benches here and there.
Oh, how nice.
Yeah. So he was like, we was all on the blacktop, and the kid was way off in the yard somewhere, and my teammate saw him, and he just went over there and sat next to him.
Wow.
He didn't want to talk, so he said, okay, fine, I'll just sit next to you.
It's wonderful.
Yeah, so.
We also help with the Valley Oasis. A lot of times mothers go through difficult marriage situation, and they end up, having to leave the home.
Yeah.
So as our women's club, we gather again useful things that they could use, even if it's just personal items, not just a used coat or a jacket, but sometimes they may need a little bit of encouragement. And sometimes we've invited them to come to some of our women's club just to let them know. Come and sit and have lunch with us, talk with us. It does make an awfully big difference. Yes.
It does. I love Valley Oasis. We actually got a classmate that works over there. Elvia, yeah. So I love working with them. I think I did I know I did. I spoke at one of their domestic violence meetings one day, events.
Wow.
Actually, yeah, I spoke at one of them, and I think the first one, I did something with the first one. I forgot. I do so much.
You do so much. I was just going to say.
I know I did something at the first one, and then they had me come to the second one, and I wasn't able to be there in person, but I did a video and sent it in.
Good.
Because I had another obligation. But I definitely love what they're doing over there with domestic violence.
Motivate and encourage.
Yeah, exactly.
Powerful words.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, exactly. So Penny Pines. Let's talk about that.
Pennies for Pines?
Yeah, Penny Pines.
Yeah.
Penny Pines is a program that helps to restore trees throughout all of the forests. And so each meeting, we collect money for Penny Pines.
Okay.
Yes. And especially right now with the fires that have been happening, there's a real need for restoration.
And it's just throughout LA County or just?
This is, I believe, nationwide.
Nationwide?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. I love that. Yeah, I love that.
We were also a part of the Senior Health Expo, and we had the opportunity to meet the guest speaker, Tony Alonso, and he was so impressed with the women from the Palmdale Women's Club because we all made T-shirts with the theme, which is tie a yellow ribbon around the old oak tree. And so we all got together and took our T-shirts, yellow T-shirts, and we painted trees on it, and we all put little yellow ribbons all over it. And he was so excited when we were all standing in line to get an autograph. And it's so interesting because the lady that was in charge says, well, we can't take any more. And Tony said, oh, no, I want those ladies in those yellow T-shirts. And so he came over, and it was so great. He gave each one of us an autographed picture of him. And he even had two of the women to come and sit next to him, and it was just a beautiful picture.
Oh, wow.
So very memorable. But just to be a part of the Senior Expo was a great experience.
All right. How many events do you guys do a year?
Oh, my gosh.
A lot, right?
A lot. We're busy, busy, busy. As a matter of fact, one of my daughters said, Mom, I thought you retired. I said, I did. She said, but you're never home. I said, a woman club keeps me busy.
That's a good thing. But what is like one of your, let me ask you this, Janice, one of your biggest accomplishments or events that you've been a part of that stood out to you?
Just this year or just in years past?
And just in years, in general.
I would say we have done, the one that impressed me the most is when we adopted the senior home, the retirement home.
Okay.
And we Women Club, the Women Club, and this was, I joined in 2009. So this was around 2012, I believe. And we went into a rest home, and we took little items that they could use, handkerchiefs, soaps and towels and things like that. And we sat with them. We read letters for them. We wrote letters for them. We just shared personal, conversations with them about things that happened to them in their lives. Just spent, a couple of hours with them. Doing that really made a big impression on my life because I felt like, wow, this is what my mom taught me. Reach out and help somebody else. Right. And seeing a smile on those people's faces. A lot of them were going through dementia. To have somebody to sit there and you can talk to them and share that, just as you help the kids, it helps the adults as well.
Right, yeah.
Somebody needs to say, I care about you.
Yeah.
You do matter. And that is the thing that impressed me the most. And I'm so glad that I was a part of that. And I hope that we'll do it again. As our president, I'm sure she's going to have us doing it again.
Yes, that sounds like a great
We've been
event.
doing a lot of different things.
Oh, we
That's
have.
one that we haven't done.
Yeah, so that's another one on our list, yeah.
So let me ask you this, Patty. What is one of the things you want to, as being president, what is one of the biggest things that you want to accomplish?
My theme is passion.
Mm-hmm.
So what I'm trying to do is to have a lot of different opportunities for our club members so that they can pick something out that really is their passion to really become involved. And I think that that's really, so we've been testing the waters with a whole lot of different things.
Okay. I like that. Passion is the theme. Passion. Love passion. And I just want to go back to what you were just talking about, how adults, like, we really need to support each other, right? Because even speaking of in the schools, like, I see the teachers now, like, when I'm in these schools, like, they don't get to, what do you call it? They don't get breaks, right? So they don't get to regulate themselves. So you know how we regulate kids to get them to calm down and change their behaviors? A lot of these teachers, they don't get to regulate themselves because this nonstop teaching, right?
Okay.
And yes, they get a lunch break and a break here and there, but they don't really get to regulate themselves. And so now, by being in the schools, I understand why they get so frustrated and so stressed out, and it's like a burnout,
Yes.
right? And because you're dealing with, you have one class that's full of it could be anywhere from 10 to 30 kids.
Wow.
And you're dealing with all those emotions, right? Even like what we talk about for Action for Kids, Lisa and we always talk about secondhand trauma. I know, I was thinking secondhand trauma. Like, that's a real thing, like, a lot of people don't talk about, right? And so when you have a teacher that's dealing with, let's just say, 20 students, that's 20 different traumas she's soaking
Taking
in every day. That's a lot. Like, once I start getting into mental health, like, you start putting things like that in perspective, right?
Yes.
So I want to shout out all our women teachers, because they deserve it. They deserve the help. So even like myself and my teammates, like, we try to, not only do we go in there and support the students, and we're mentors to the students, but we give support to the teachers as well.
Correct.
We're constantly going in there like, hey, do you need a break? Do you need whatever? Because we have to support them too. Because they, like I said, they don't get that break like how we do.
Correct.
Like, I get to go back to my office after a situation and regulate myself so I'm ready for the next thing. They don't get that.
No.
And it's sad, I really think they need, and I'm about to get into politics right now, and I don't like politics. But, I mean, because I'm there with them every day, and I see it, and I see the burnout. And they're supposed to be there to help our kids and to guide our kids and to educate them. So they really need those breaks. So when the teachers have their strikes and their unions, like, now I get it. I'm going to be honest with you, I used to be naive about it, like, why do they need more money? Well,
Yeah.
But now, by me being in the schools, it's like, oh, I see it. Right, I see it, and they deserve it. They need our support.
They need a break, too.
They need a break. Yeah.
Well, I tell you, especially since you work with the kids, and I'm sure you run across a lot of those teachers that are really overwhelmed with all of their responsibilities. It would be nice if you mentioned to them that they could come and join the Palmdale Women's Club, because coming to join us, they could do a lot of crafts with us. We get together and we do blankets for the Painted Turtle. That's another group that we support, and that's for kids that Paul Newman started that, the Painted Turtle Camp. And they could come and make blankets. That would be one way of relieving that stress, just a different avenue in their life. Leave the paperwork and the homework for the kids. Come and be a part of a group that's doing something for the community. And then in that way, they can kind of get rid of some of that stress, that anxiety.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like that. So tell us, how does one join the women's clubs?
All they have to do is come to our meetings. We have a meeting every month, every second Thursday of the month, from 11 until about 2 o'clock, I would think, unless we really get happy and stay a little bit longer than 2. Because we enjoy each other's company, and it's, as I said, it's all about fellowship.
Okay.
But all they have to do is come in and come visit us. And if they see what we're doing and find that there's something that they might want to be a part of, we'd love to have them to join.
And when you say come, where
We meet at the Palmdale Wellness Club at 2141 East Avenue Q.
Okay.
Every second Thursday of the month.
Okay. Nice. And let's talk more about this event. Because I know you have a list of, is it honorees?
Yes. Oh, yes. We do have a Facebook page that you can visit, and all of our activities and everything is posted there.
I was going to get to that, Lisa. I was going to get to that at the end, where I say, how can they contact you again?
Yes, so at the beginning of the program, Janice mentioned that we have 6 honorees, but we actually have 20.
20.
Yes.
Okay.
So we have 6 of the top honorees, and I can name them for you. The first one on the list, and this is alphabetical, so Laura Betancourt. Mm-hmm. She is the past mayor of the city and is current mayor pro tem. Domino Gonzalez. Domino is the principal of the school that we've been talking about. The school is Tamarisk School over on 20th and near Q East. We have Margaret Hicks, best known to me for Marzette's House.
Yes.
Diana Luna Miller, who is with the LA County Department of Mental Health. You've probably met her as well. Daisha Underwood, this is Janice's granddaughter.
Nice.
And for me, she's best known for me for Love Impact Incorporated and Love Fit program.
Okay.
I'm involved in the Love Fit program. I really like it because we do dancing to a lot of actually very current music, and we do positive affirmations at the end of the program.
Nice. I love that.
Yes. And Ethel Franco, and she's best known to me as a muralist mentor for the youth.
Oh, I think I met her. I know who that is. Yeah, I know. Oh, yeah. She was on my show, huh? Yeah. I've had a lot of people on my show.
Which is a good thing.
This is like, I think I'm close to my 150th episode. So,
wow.
Yeah, so I've had a lot of people on my show.
Wow. I remember when you announced you had 100.
Yeah. So and now that I'm thinking about it even more, I do remember her. I remember it's her and her husband. Yes, I remember it's her and her husband. Yeah, I remember. So go.
So we, because our group, our committee had a hard time trying to figure out our best individuals. They're all amazing women, all of them. So we decided that we were going to put the remaining 14 that we nominated onto an honor roll.
Okay.
Yes, and so those names are Shamika Bogard, Sandy Corrales, Chris Fragasanes, Michelle Fluke, Donna Hill, Rosie Manella, Patricia Morales, Rhonda Perez, Theon Perkins, another offspring, the offspring first, Brenda Robinson, Sylvia Scott, and Carrie Smith. There's also 2 additional nominees, or honorees.
Yes. We're not allowed to say.
It's Janice.
Janice Wallace.
And myself.
Yes.
And yourself?
Yes.
Yes, as you should.
Yeah.
Why are you so humble about that? Yeah, because I actually want to recognize that the list was curated by a committee.
Yes.
And that the committee had no idea that your granddaughter and daughter was related to you.
Correct.
So they was really honored for their work, and that speaks volume.
Yeah,
it's a great honoring and a great that they are your relatives, but they had no idea. The committee had no idea.
Had no idea.
Right. And also, I want to acknowledge that I know you two was nominated, but you removed yourself so other women could be
honored. Yes,
that's amazing.
Yeah,
that is pretty amazing. moving forward, because I know we about to run out of time, but before we go, I want to talk about a couple more key points. But since the Palmdale's Women Club has been around for over 100 years,
correct.
How do we do another 100 years? How are we recruiting? How are we getting more women involved so this can go on for another 100 years?
We're reaching out to our younger community, and on that honor roll list, there are a couple of young ladies on there already that are in their 30s and 40s. Mm-hmm. We're reaching out to more of those young ladies. We want to bring that group in so that the Palmdale Women's Club can continue on. Mm-hmm. That is our future, bringing in the young people. Mm-hmm. There's some clubs even have a junior club. We would love to be able to start a junior club that meets either on a Saturday or in the evening. Mm-hmm. That's just a vision that we have. And I think it can be accomplished with the new president that we have. Mm-hmm. I think we can reach out to those young people because we want the Palmdale Women's Club to continue on, forever.
Right.
Possible.
And is there a certain age limit that you have to be, or do you guys go all the way down to teenagers?
We can take them in as early as, say, 19 or 20. And that would open up the door to bring them in, to get them started, to show what they can do in the community. Not just worried about the latest hairstyle or the latest eyelash or whatever the style is, but that they can come in and make a difference in their community. Right. Even at the different schools, they could come in. Once they meet with us and become what the Palmdale Woman is about, working in the community, they can go out and do the same thing, which is very, very important.
Right.
I just want to add that with our partnership with Action for Kids, one of the things that we are trying to do is to come up with a youth program. Mm-hmm. And so we can actually bring it into the junior program. Correct. I think it's called Juniorettes.
Yes, it is.
It's a Juniorettes program. So we do that, or we can do something separate, but it's going to be a collaborative effort. We're trying to get this done within the next 6 months. I think that's what we have left.
Yes. Okay.
And actually,
with our agreement that we have.
And actually working with Action for Kids, who knows? Some of those kids that we're helping now, you never know. They might end up being in a youth
you never know.
Group. Correct,
right. Yeah. Exactly. And as a board member of Action for Kids, I want to thank you, women, for letting us be a strategic partner. I can't say that word. There's certain words I just can't say. Strategic partner with you guys, and I definitely look forward to working with you guys in the future.
Excellent.
So one more time, we do have an event that we're working together on Saturday, March 15th, Women Who Inspire.
Correct.
And where's the event?
The event will be held at the Palmdale Women's Club. Okay. That is at 2141 East Avenue Q in Palmdale, of course. But I also want to make sure that we understand that we're going to have two follow-up events. Okay. Can I say that?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
We're having two additional events. Mm-hmm. Yes, so on the 23rd and the 30th, also at the same timing, it's from 11 to 3. Mm-hmm. We can have people come in and view all of the panels for all the honorees. And it's just another opportunity for, if we have an honoree that for some reason can't make it on the 15th, we can have a special event to honor them that day. Okay, nice. Either of those days they choose.
Nice. Love that. And once again, at the Palmdale Women Club, you guys meet for new members.
Second Thursday
of every month, between 11 a.m.
From 11 to about
2 p.m. Okay, great. Anything else you guys want to add? How can they reach out to you guys on social media?
We're on Facebook. They can reach out to us on through Facebook, but also they can call the Palmdale Women's Club. They can leave a message, and someone will get right back to them immediately.
Do we have a number? Offhand?
I don't know it offhand.
I only know the last 4 digits.
Oh, that's okay. But it's on the Facebook page.
Yes, it is.
And the Facebook page is under, just look up Palmdale Women's Club. Okay, great. Well, thank you again, ladies. Truly appreciate it. It's an honor to sit here and talk to you guys
Thank you.
about the events, and I will see you guys on March the 15th.
Excellent.
Thank
We
you.
look forward to
Look
it.
forward to it.
All right, you guys, we out of here. Thank you.